STEM.
Oh, we are back again. And please share with us your name and your title and your organization.
Yes, thank you for having me. My name is Maya Robinson. I am a management analyst at the Space and Missile Defense Command in Huntsville, Alabama.
Maya, how did you get into space?
Well, I started off as an HR specialist in Anniston and came on back to my hometown, the Rocket City, and now I am management analyst.
So, what does a analyst do?
The management analyst kind of partners with HR, and we bring on a lot of engineers for the Space and Missile Defense Command. So I handle a lot of paperwork, and I also keep track of numbers for our organization.
So, when we start talking about being in an environment where it's so technical, are you an engineer or how did you find this path?
I'm not an engineer, but like I said, we do hire a lot of engineers that work on the lasers and stuff that go up into space. But I got in this because I have a background in HR. And so they picked me up, and I love my job that I do now.
That's wonderful. So, from a human relations standpoint in a large corporation, how do you manage those different levels of people with different level of education and different aspirations and goals and objectives? Because they mostly want to move up or move laterally, or how do you manage that process?
Well, I always start off with respect because everyone deserves respect. And I also like to listen out to hear whatever problems or needs that they have and go from there.
So I know once I had a HR person that I worked for the company that I was working for, and he was always encouraging me to look at other people's positions and to see what they do. And he made me
Yes.
write down what I saw them doing and then to chat with them to tell me about what they did.
Yes, that was great advice because having a mentor or someone to look up to is inspiring, especially if you want to be in that type of position one day. Doing that and just talking to them and saying, hey, what did you do to get to that level? It really does help.
So when we look at some of these young people, particularly coming out of college or getting ready to come out of college and they're matriculating, right? How do you pull out what their strengths are to help them identify the direction and ways that they need to go?
Everyone specializes in different things, and I really do like to home in, since I am a part of HR, having those strengths highlighted in that resume will definitely bring out their great characteristics.
Let me go back to that. To literally highlight those issues that or the pieces that they have to make them more marketable.
Yes, put it in the resume.
How do they see? I always write just a couple of sentences. I did this, I did that, but and I really do. Here's what I did, but I don't know what else I'm supposed to say in there.
Look at that job description, whatever that job description that you're trying to go for. Point out the things that are in that job description that you can do and that you do well, and put that in there, and they would definitely be able to look at that and pick you for the job.
So, in looking at your company with, and what they're doing, how with HR being the lead, because that's all your employees and your
Right.
managers and your board,
Mhm.
whether we want to deal with that or not, right?
Yes.
How do we really hone in to identify the best candidate for your different options? What are the priorities for your organization for them to become an employee?
The process is very in depth, but of course, you go through applying for the position. And then once you apply, you are ranked. And so if you're in that top ranking, you will get the opportunity to do an interview. And that's when it's very key to come in ready, ready for the interview questions, study what that job is for, And after that, you just have to bring your personality and character, something different to that interview that makes you stick out from the rest.
And when you say stick out for the rest, what are 4 things that are critical that you want to hone in on right away during those interviews?
The 4 things I would definitely the different descriptions that they have in that job, making sure that you let them know that you've done that before and your experience. Another thing is extra things that might not even be with that job, but something, the skills that you have that you can bring to the table that they haven't even maybe even thought about. That'll make you stick out.
That'll make you stick out. And sometimes I think when in all the different jobs that I've had, I've always wondered whether or not, the basics of the resume. The resume, what's the resume supposed to have? And what are the things? I need 4 things that are takeaways from that resume, or 4 things that will turn you off on that resume.
Turn you off is not enough description of your resume. So you can see we get people with 10-page resumes, and it's like, whoa, but I mean, they're describing what they're doing and they want that position. So definitely having a good resume in that interview, making sure that you're interview ready. And number 3, bringing that character, just that that extra spice to the interview that will set you apart. And just that last one, having confidence. There's nothing better than having confidence. Somebody that they can say, hey, that person's ready to hit the ground running.
And sometimes here's another thing, because I've sat in where interview people and they come in and they don't have on a tie, or they don't have the shirts all kind of whatever. They rolled in like they rolled out of bed. And what are you supposed to do with that? What do you do with that? What do you do with that? I don't know.
And that's the certain things that I'm saying that will make you stand out. Make sure that you're interview ready, that your posture, even when it comes down to sitting down, my mom always taught me to sit up, back straight. Make sure you have that back straight and that confidence.
Give us 3 things that you would like for the young people, because there's a lot of college kids here.
Okay.
And there are beginning, middle, and senior managers we've come out of COVID. The world is changing. The economics are changing. Positioning is changing. What are a couple of things that you would say to employees to be focused on moving into the next several years?
Focus on just making sure that you know yourself. A lot of people don't even know themselves. So know yourself, know who you are, and stand for that. Another thing, I always go back to just having that confidence. People can tell confidence right when they walk up to you. And just education is key. So educate yourself on anything that you want to do. The sky is the limit. So make sure that you're getting the background knowledge to be able to do whatever you want to do, because you can do it.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And we know that you are excelling in what you're doing.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
All
you so
right.
much.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.